Okay, this is Friday the 23rd. I woke up obviously at 6 or so. Could see this thing was just taking off like a rocket. So I came back here. Where was my 3 o'clock? Which is right here. So I'll start at this high. The only reason I'm drawing this is because I wanted to see what candle broke my 86% line, which is the green line I have right there. So it was this candle here that broke it. So I'll erase this. I'll start from the low, and I drew it up to here. And the target was 28, so it had already blown through that target, and I thought, well, it could go all the way up to that 127 line, but I wanted kind of more of a short-term target for me because I was going to be leaving. So I just activated it and moved it up like, whoops. And just drew it up to the next candle. So that gave me a target of 46. So I went long, and it went right up and hit my target, and I got out. And at that point, I was done with oil. I just didn't have the time to see what it was going to do next. Eventually later, I got home, and this is what I saw when I got home. That it eventually had come across sideways and then just tanked. So first thing I would have done, had I been here and this happened, let's say I missed all this move. Once it did this, 90, I want to say like, you can back test it yourself. I want to say like 98% of the time, once it breaks that 86% line and you redraw from the previous high or low, whichever way you're going, to the candle that broke it, you gotta wait till it finishes. Once it finishes, when it finishes, whatever direction it's going, I say go that direction and just get in right away. You can wait if you want. I mean, this was way far away from the 8. This could have easily went up and then dropped down. This is at 44.90. At the time to get back to the 8, it's 45.50. I mean, I guess you're risking $500. It'd be up to you what you did, but my point is, it eventually comes down and hits this target. I want to say 98% of the time, if not more. So you short it there, and then it comes right down and hits your target. I thought that was pretty cool. Let's go to the Dow. The Dow Jones last night. I practiced something last night where at the 6 o'clock open, this candle went down. So I drew a fib from that top to that bottom. It obviously hit my target. I redrew it again, and then just let it go from there. No, that's not what I did. That doesn't seem right. I don't know. Maybe I didn't do that. I thought I did. Maybe I went strictly to here. It doesn't seem right though. Either way, let's focus on this. Here's 3 o'clock. When I got up at 6, this is what I'd seen. So I drew it from there down to here. It hadn't hit the target yet. Here's 6 o'clock. I shorted it somewhere. I shorted it, I think it was on this candle. I think it was in here. And shorted it at 85. And then it started coming down. I shorted it again at 77. Somewhere in here. I put another one on. So I'm short 2. Then I went to work. I put my stop up here at the 103.9 area. It came up, went down. I thought I put my target at 18,261, but either way, this thing came down, broke through everything, and ended up ultimately coming down here, and I ended up getting out at 199. I'm not sure how or why. That's just the way it happened. You can see here, right here, I sold one at 85, and then I sold again another one at 77. Then I bought them back today at 234 at 199. I'm not sure again why that happened. But that's what happened there. The gold got up this morning. I think this is the one I was doing it on. At 6 o'clock, it finished up. The first candle did. It finished green, so I drew a fib like that, and it went over, hit it to a T, right to the penny, and then tanked. It never. You can see it broke the 86% line a couple times, but it never closed below it. That's the key. If it doesn't close below it, you don't change your fib. Now I'll tell you, there has been a couple times where it's closed below the 86, but it's never closed below this 100% line. So I suppose you could use the 100% line as long as it doesn't close below there. You could do that. But either one, and then I switched. So, you know, if I'd have went long here, anywhere in here, it went up, hit my target, and then started coming down. So I would erase this, draw it from here down to here, which gave me my target here. So like I said, as soon as you flip it, go short or long, whatever you want, and you may have some fluctuation, but ultimately it's going to hit your target. And then, so that's what happened the previous night. So then when I woke up this morning at 6 o'clock, this thing was coming up here, and I could just tell it was making higher highs. It was coming up, so I thought it's going to break through this, so let's wait and see when this candle, it was going to be this candle, when it breaks that 86% line, where am I going to go? So let's just get rid of this. So I drew it from this low to that candle, and then this is where I started screwing up. Here's my target. I don't remember. I think I went long initially, and it had gone up a little bit, but then it had come down, and I was down a little bit. And I thought, oh man, what if that's the top, and this thing's going to come down? So I think I got out for a loss, and then it had gone back up, and so then I shorted it, and then the next candle it went up, so I got out for a loss there, and then at that point I think I said forget it. I was down like 200. I'm like, forget it, leave it alone. Had I just bought it here, like, you know, whenever I switched this, and just do what I say, not as I do, yeah, it ended up, it did come back. It did spike up a little bit, but it did come back, held the 8, and then went up and went right to my target. So I had nothing to fear. That's me. That was all me. So, just another lesson learned. Just go with it. So that's it for now. Hope you guys have